like to call the December 6th, 2016 Plymouth Village Water and Sewer District meeting to order. As of right now, this is the last meeting of 2016. And I need a motion on the minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
I'll second that. All those in favor? Aye. No public comment, so manifest and payroll and billing.
Yeah, and it's not like the big billing, it's miscellaneous billings.
Okay,
There's a manifest there for it.
all right, so I need a motion
To approve the manifest
approve
payroll
all this stuff.
and the
Make a motion to
miscellaneous.
approve the manifest as presented.
I'll second that. All those in favor? Aye. All right, we can start signing.
Aye.
Hi, Chris.
We even started late.
34. Just Commissioner Woods arrives 5:34.
I tried my best.
That's all right. You got here. We got the minutes and now,
We're
Today's
just
the
signing
6th, right?
6.
yeah,
Yes.
tomorrow's Pearl Harbor Day. Did you guys vote?
That's tomorrow.
We did.
Yeah,
We did.
okay. Just making sure.
It is Pearl Harbor Day tomorrow.
Yep.
Their U.S. is giving back land in Okinawa.
Giving back land or leaving or exiting?
Well, it's
Probably
ours.
the same.
I think it's one and the
Stuff we-
same, but
stuff we
we
occupied.
occupied, what, 10,000 acres or something? It's the biggest land
Grab.
return. So October and no September? Do we have not November? That's bizarre. Okay. I don't know. I'll just sign where the sticky's telling me to
Keep
sign.
signing.
Just keep signing.
Keep signing. Oh, this is, there's two typos. This is the lien, sorry.
There's more than two.
On what?
Are you talking about 12 Big Hill?
No,
Oh, the letter I may have received.
oh, that one, no, yeah.
That's later.
Yeah, did you read the email response?
No, I read the letter just today. It's like, okay.
The one you got from us or?
Her.
Okay, well,
Well, it's all taken care of.
you have one from me too, the
Okay.
response. No, I'll wait until you guys finish signing it now.
Chris.
I'm trying. I think there's only two here.
This one here.
And then there's the front one.
Okay, no, that's just a regular one.
Okay. Yeah, there's a one before. Can fit right between the,
Yeah,
The lefty. Bummer.
we
need the ruler.
things work.
We
No,
need the
I mean,
ruler.
It
Two.
inspires innovation and adaptability.
That's right.
Fix this issue.
Okay, while Chris is signing, we have liens,
Mhm. We do.
release, or new liens?
No, these are liens to be placed.
Liens to be placed.
Yeah. And Carol brought those in today.
Okay. Looks like we have two liens to be placed, one on 17 King Road, which is in Campton, but the utility service is 773 Tenny Mountain Highway. And then another one on 5 Avery Street. And I need a motion that we put these liens into effect.
Make a motion to execute these liens as presented.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. And Carol is always very good at keeping up with these accounts so that we can
Who typed these letters?
collect our
Carol
money.
brought them in, and that's what I was kind of giggling about. She's got Steve's name, both his first and his last name spelled wrong, and it says Commissioner, and there's a K in it.
Commissioner.
So,
Well,
she's been sick.
Yeah,
Yes.
So,
oops.
better than Tempestano.
we'll talk to her. I'll talk to her about the spelling of your name.
Okay,
Okay,
so we have a big discussion.
yep,
Rates
okay.
and preliminary adoption and discussion and all that good stuff.
All right, first, let me distribute for you, this is a sheet with historical rates going back years. And on the other side, it's a draft of what we would distribute at the January 17 rate hearing. That just tells folks what we did last year and what we propose to do this year. So that's the first information. And
No,
then,
you need one.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, Steve, for you at least, I think I should walk through the rate setting.
Okay.
And water's on one side, sewer's on the other. And it doesn't matter to me which one we go through first. I'll start with water.
Sure.
Okay, so it's akin to setting a tax rate, but it's not quite the same. But basically, what we do is, the commission has it's sort of an unwritten policy that, you know how we have the basic charge up to 5,000 gallons? You use under 5,000 gallons of water per quarter, you're gonna only pay $6.55. Is that right? Yep, $6.55. No, other way around. You pay $39.57 for the first 5,000 gallons. Okay, that's on the back of the first sheet I gave you.
Here.
All right? So anything over 5,000 gallons, you get charged $6.55 per 1,000 gallons, and that's per quarter. So that's kind of what happens. It's almost $40 for up to 5,000 gallons, and then for each 1,000 over that, it's $6.55. And we have a long list of people who just use the basic, so they're going to get charged the $39.57 per quarter. So
It's
there's
a pretty good percentage,
like half.
right, maybe as much as half.
Yeah. Yep. So when we go to set the rates, the board has had this sort of unspoken or unwritten policy where there's a target to have the minimum charge, the basic charge, fund the debt service. And of course, the debt service changes, and it's just a benchmark. It's not an exact thing. So if you look at the water rates on the other sheet, up at the top, on the right-hand side, it says 83,550 on the water one. Do you have water? You have sewer or water?
I've got, this
Up
is
the
sewer.
very upper,
Flip
flip
it
that
over.
one up, yeah. Upper right.
Oh, because it didn't get
You might
here.
know what- you
That's all
might-
right.
No, I think.
Take water. I gave him mine. It's fine.
All right.
So we're back.
Here's-
You're on to the
here's
water side.
Here's the front and back. I probably just handed you the wrong sheet.
Okay.
I'll do that. Yeah, okay. So up in the right-hand side, the 83,550, that's the debt service we need to fund for next year. That's in the budget. So then we say, all right, how much do we need to fund that debt service? And the amount is, we actually can fund more than that using the $39.57, the basic charge. So we need 8112, that's gallons. No, it isn't. That's dollars. But we'd actually, if we have 1,030 customers, and we charge them $39.57 up to the first 5,000 gallons, we're gonna have a surplus of $79,478 as measured against the debt service. So we're
So
gonna
there's a
raise,
difference.
we're gonna raise enough and then some. So then you take the 79,000 and basically you can use it to fund the rest of the budget, because that's just the debt service. So we go down below and we say, all right, the total budget is gonna be $2,158,290. And the next two numbers, the 61 and the 621,000 and the 385,000, those are going to be borrowed. So we don't need to set rates in the first year on what we borrow, because it's money out, money in. You pay it the following year in debt service,
Right.
right? So then we add in the surplus of the 79,478 to get, sort of like a subtotal. How much do you have to?
How much do we still have to
How
cover?
much you still have to cover. And we also get in revenues from like meter fees, connection fees.
Septage?
Yeah,
No,
but
not on water.
water, yep.
Sorry.
So I'm estimating $75,000 in revenues other than regular paying your water fee. And then in the debt service, and I'll go into this more in a few minutes, I would suggest using $185,000 from our fund balance. And then the next line is any grant monies that we could anticipate. The $621,000 that we're gonna borrow for Foster Street comes with a USDA grant loan application, which we could derive up to 45% for a grant, but I calculated at the 25%, which is the lower end of the grant. So that leaves then only $657,000, and then that results in a rate up 5% of $6.60 from the charge that is paid over the minimum for that per 1,000 gallons per quarter over the minimum.
So we're not raising the minimum. The only thing we're raising
This
is the
calculation
3,000.
wouldn't raise the minimum, that's right.
That's nice.
That's right. And it would save, our fund balance for water is higher than last year, so we would retain a good 20%. The fund balance as it stands at the end of 2015 is $596,555, so almost $600,000, and this would only use 185, leaving us a huge amount of fund balance, which
We
is
like it,
great,
yes.
because
Right.
we know
Next
there's only
year
gonna be
we're
more
gonna
work
need
to
it.
do
Right.
on both water and sewer.
Right.
Yeah, which segues to my next question, is just grasping firmly on the big picture. Our spending for this coming year is more or less the same as it is for our projected costs in following years. Is that
Yeah.
a fair statement?
Yeah. We did some modeling last year, Steve. All things being equal, if we did everything in the master plan, where do the rates go? And they go up.
Hmm.
And so,
Because we have a schedule
Of
of projects we know we
projects.
need to do for
Yeah.
at least 10, Jason's booking us 10 years out
Mm-hmm.
and keeps finding more
Things
stuff.
to do, right,
Yes.
exactly.
well, there was some deferred maintenance, if
Right,
you will. So
right,
now
definitely.
it's on us, either we do it or it breaks, so.
So, I mean, if we can do this and hold, my only concern is that as long as we're on a path that allows us a 5% or small percentage increase per year, then that's, within reasons.
Yep.
As long as we're not gonna
Agreed.
hit some other bump in the, I don't want any unexpected bumps based on
We don't want
what we already know. I mean, if we already have
Right.
data that would
Mhm.
contradict this, then we should be discussing that.
Yeah.
Right.
Um, I want to mention a couple things. With the borrowing, the $621,000 for Foster Street and the building, the 385, even Jason and Mike are supposed to be refining those numbers, remember?
Yes.
And they are. They didn't come back to me with anything yet. But even if that drops, it won't affect the rates because we're going to borrow on it.
Yes.
So the rate calculation, and the things that you sort of can manipulate, are revenue estimates, which I try to be conservative,
Right.
and the use of fund balance, and then the grant amounts. The least we'll get is
Right.
25%,
Right.
probably
Right.
45, which would be great.
Right.
And that just helps because then we can roll fund balance back in for setting the rates.
Exactly.
Even though we will have debt service the following year,
Yes.
more debt service the following year.
So mull on that for a minute, and we can go through the sewer one.
Well, I should say I heard a glimmer of hope at lunch today that maybe and yet another project may not be quite as bad as we thought. I mean,
Is it
Jason was
expensive?
saying that the use of the expanded use of photography here for evaluating lines is really helpful for us to
Good.
evaluate. And he's saying that he hopes that perhaps there's the possibility we may be able to line this along the railroad tracks here as opposed
Oh, nice.
to possible.
Excellent.
So there may be some-
Instead of tearing it all up,
Right.
just
Yeah.
reline it.
Removing it, abandoning it, and
When you
moving it.
reline it though, doesn't it also reduce the diameter of it?
Yeah.
So does it
Yes.
reduce our capacity a little bit, or?
Well, I guess
It's
not taking that into consideration.
yeah, I think it's
but-
pressure, not so much capacity, but
Yeah,
Good.
so,
So on the sewer side, it's the same kind of calculation. We only have 1,000 customers instead of 1,030 in sewer. The debt service is higher. Sewer is just a bigger operation, so the debt service is up to 316. And
Right.
that initial calculation where you use the basic charge, which is now $62, would cover all but 68,000 of the debt service.
right. So we're in a negative situation here, whereas with water we were in a positive
Right.
situation.
So that means when you come down to do the calculation, you have to factor in that you didn't raise that money, so you've got to raise it through,
we're subtracting a negative number.
Yeah,
Means we're
basically.
adding it.
yeah.
basically, right?
Yep.
Right. So the total budget for sewer is $1,940,000. We don't have any borrowing projects in sewer this year.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. And I would estimate $350,000 in general revenue, the septage.
Right.
Oh, and by the way, the septage is gonna come in, we estimated it to be 300,000 for 16, and it's probably gonna come in at like 295. It's not gonna hit 3,000, but it's gonna be darn close. And then the fund balance for sewer at the end of 2015 was $1,690,000, almost $1,700,000, which I was so delighted. It was
Why
so
is our
healthy.
fund balance so high? That's pretty amazing.
Well, we have increased revenues and underspent the budget. Basically,
Yeah.
those are the two ways to do it.
Yeah.
An anomaly.
No, it's good. Good.
Yeah,
No, you want that.
Yes.
You want a good, healthy fund balance, especially knowing what we
Considering
have.
what we have in
Right.
front of us, yes,
Right.
yes.
And so I would propose to use $593,000 of the $1,700,000.
Leaving us pretty much still $1 million.
Yeah, leaving us over $1 million. And that would result in another 5-cent increase for sewer.
Right, which
So-
is almost 5%.
Which is almost 5%.
No,
Which is
4.4.
4.5.
4.5%.
4.5%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then at the bottom, it's just really the proof.
Yeah, make sure everything adds up.
Right. And there's sort of a little history on both of them about the gallons sold in previous years, so you can see, where
Yeah,
we're going.
we tend to be going back up for both water and, right?
Well, no, in water, actually, we're down.
No, we're up. 2016, we're at 116.
Yeah,
In
oh.
2015, we're at 114.
Yes, back up from 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
back
we're at-
up from
yeah,
2
yes,
years
yes,
ago,
yes,
yes.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
starting, yep.
So, I mean, you want rate stabilization, we've got the calculations in here, we've got a good healthy fund balance to retain,
Mm-hmm.
and some happily to use, but those are the sort of the, I don't want to call it tweaking, I mean, those are the sort of the way you can manipulate the rates
Yeah.
is to either do something with revenue or do something with fund balance.
Mhm.
And since the board is, when you're setting a tax rate, you want to keep it as low as you can, so you're scraping. But in this case, we know that we want a trajectory of a rate increase.
Right, we knew that all along, and, you know, like I said, previous boards, we had one board member who was adamant that if we didn't have to raise an extra penny, we shouldn't. And so we kept the rate flat for a couple of years, and we shouldn't have. We should have had some small, even if it's a 5 cent,
Yeah.
just to keep it going up so that we don't have to hit people like last year. It was almost 8%.
During these
So-
years of no increases, were you doing anything to any maintenance or, no, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Right, exactly.
So that was part of the problem. So I think, I mean, it's yours, it's a policy decision. I think this is a reasonable increase.
No,
It's doable.
I don't see a
I'm
problem.
happy with the,
I have one question.
Sure.
The minimum charge increase,
Mhm.
is that still happening?
The minimum charge increase?
Yeah, the $9 meter charge. Right, we were going up
yeah, what's the
from,
cross through there?
it's crossed out,
Oh,
but
oh, oh, I see what you're saying.
isn't that the, we were going from 5?
No, there's no, yeah, that's still in effect. That's not a new charge. That was a new charge last year.
Oh,
So that, I just drew a line through there and put draft, because when we do this comparison last year over this year,
yep,
using 16, it won't be a new, it won't be a
right,
new charge.
okay,
You know, this has to get dusted off. I just
okay,
printed it for you tonight, but that won't be in there at all.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, this was from 2015 rates,
Yep.
based on 2016
Yep.
rates.
And now,
This was, but we are increasing the meter fee
with our rates.
with the rates.
With the ordinance.
Right,
Yes.
with the
When we
ordinance.
get to that.
Right,
Yes,
correct.
sure,
I
yep.
just wanted to
Well,
make
that's-
sure I
Yep.
didn't forget that.
So Steve, the process is, on January 17th, we'll have a budget hearing, a rate hearing, we'll have 2 bond issue hearings on this, on the 621,000 and the 385. And then, you know, we don't have a lot of attendance usually, they're short, and it's pretty,
We're just kind of explaining.
pretty straightforward. And the board adopts these rates after the hearing. And then we, you know, we do, I mean, you've sort of preliminarily adopted the budget, but you take feedback from people, the budget, the rates, and the bond issues, and then we're on to annual meeting, so.
Right,
So that's how the process goes.
What accounts for the drop in water sold?
people not using it, and we, that's water used, not, is that sold or
Water sold.
used? Okay, so it's not water that went
Lost,
bye-bye,
yeah.
lost water.
Yeah.
No, some, I think if you talk
Where do
to
you find that,
Kim,
where do you find that, Chris?
Oh, right here.
on the water rates
Okay.
where it says it was at 128 and then 130 and then
Right.
down to 114, it could be better accounting,
Ah,
in the
right,
system.
yes, right.
Yeah,
and,
we,
I mean, people are using energy efficiency measures.
right, and the college put in a whole bunch of new toilets and new shower heads.
Oh, that would have a,
And
that could
that
have a
had a
significant
big
impact, yes.
Effect.
That,
I mean, I don't think we've really lost a lot of customers. We
You're right,
add-
right,
we
right,
add,
that would-
we
that was
add,
the last thing I
we
would think of.
lose, we
Yeah.
add.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I
It's
wouldn't.
funny, what years was Belknap Hall offline? Belknap Hall was offline in 13.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
And Mary Line was off line.
I think so.
Yeah, but that was a while back,
Yeah.
when they
Then
did
it-
the whole
so
remodel.
It came back online. I think Belknap came back online in 15, so you would think it would have spiked up, but it didn't.
well, I guess my presumption would be the students still lived within, well, I guess not necessarily in the water district, but. water
Well, I
sewer
mean, we
district.
had less students back,
Mhm.
so I mean, the
Huh.
reason why they were closed is because our enrollment dipped.
No.
Mhm.
And then when enrollment
Oh.
spiked up, boom, we had to open that res hall back up.
I see, okay.
So, and you would, I just assumed that would,
Yeah.
but maybe efficiency and better accounting made up for
Mhm.
that.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, we do have reports that we can run on usage. I asked him about it the other day in case you wanted to know.
I wonder if, 15 and 16 are very similar,
Yeah,
but 13 and 14 are like, I wonder if those were, maybe, that year we had maybe a lot of leaks, people with,
No, but we're saying this was water sold, this is stuff that went through the meter,
we
so.
actually,
for
we
the
actually
meter.
billed this
Yeah,
water.
that's right, right.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
if
maybe we need a longer date, a bigger data set there to
Yeah.
better understand.
And the interesting thing is they're both about
I
two.
wonder what the conditions were of the weather. Did people mow their,
Yeah, watering.
lawn watering?
Yeah, or that could be, more and more
Mhm.
people are looking for the deduct meters.
Right.
The meters, you can water your lawn without
Yeah.
getting billed.
I mean, PSU is a lot of
No,
lot of
sewer.
watering.
That only affects sewer.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
still
yeah,
use
that's
the
right,
water.
you're deducting it from the
Deducting
sewer bill,
sewer,
that's
right.
right, too.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah. That's
But
right.
whatever.
Yep.
But it's interesting that there's a 200,000 gallon difference. Wait, 200,000 gallon
Yeah.
difference in between both years, basically, between 13 and 14 and between 15 and 16.
Mm.
They both have that 200,000 gallon.
Yeah,
Who knows?
I don't know if it was conversion from Continental into BMSI and then back again.
Yeah, who
Right,
knows?
yeah, no, that's.
Just need to
that's-
keep an eye on it and
But-
make sure it doesn't spike to,
Excuse me.
weirdness. So,
Well-
You okay with this?
Yeah.
Do you want to vote?
you want?
Or do you want to?
We can, let's just put this aside until.
Okay. You should do a preliminary, either consensus or vote, because I mean, you
Yeah.
could vote again after the hearing, but as long as
Yeah.
I know this is how you want me to move forward.
I think the answer to that is yes, but
Okay.
we can come back to this and
Okay.
just make a motion.
Okay.
So just so everyone knows, annual meeting will be March 16th, 2017. It's a Thursday. It will be in this building at 6
Yeah,
p.m.
that's a question.
This building.
No, no, yes, this building, but we usually start at 7, and it occurred to me that why do we start at 7? We could start at 6 and send everybody home earlier.
Yep,
But
why not?
I checked with the moderator, because he's in charge,
Yeah.
and he said, works for me.
Okay,
So
so
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Yeah, great,
Awesome.
great.
And we have to wait for Steve for old business.
Thanks.
So any other old business while we're waiting?
I think we're good.
I have some things to tell you, but I want to tell him too.
Okay.
The only thing I have that's really just for you, Judy, is we're starting to work on the annual report.
Okay.
And so you have your chair.
I have my commissioner's
And now that
report.
I've said those words to you, I'm going to email you some language that you at least need to put in, because if we're going to use the water contingency fund, the board has to include in its report how you used it. And so I have the language for you,
Okay.
and that should cover that.
Okay. That works.
Yeah, and I'll email that to you.
Okay. Any other business besides announcements? Okay, you and I can work on purchase recs
Yeah.
unless Steve has questions.
Sure.
Yeah, especially
Alrighty.
since you're now expert, because you talked to
Yeah, since we talked
to
to
the
people
source.
earlier.
talked to the
Yeah.
source.
Alrighty, so we have 9 purchase recs. 1766 to Harcross for iron and manganese treatment. That's our orthopolyphosphate.
Yes.
$627 to Hawkins Safety for traffic signs. $1792.44 to Ferguson for magnets for trucks and keys
No, those are those.
for trucks.
For the
Those are
manhole
those-
covers.
Those are the manhole covers. Those are the big
Why does
magnets.
it say for trucks
Well,
keys?
they want to put one of those. Oh, and I have the picture of it. They want to put one in each truck.
Okay. So these
there
are
it is.
Yes, that's exactly
Because
what.
I colored it in for you too, because it was.
Yeah, that's pretty neato.
Yeah.
So we'll discuss afterwards. 900.
So,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
I think it says magnets for sewer trucks and keys for new water truck. I don't know if it needs a key to get to it.
Yeah, maybe it's going to be locked or
Yeah.
something.
So
Okay.
the total is 1792.
1892.44.
Right.
Okay. 914 payable to Meredith Ford for running boards for the new trucks for safer entry and exit. 500.
It's so tall, people actually are having trouble getting in and out.
That's funny.
They told me.
$522 to Central New Hampshire Aggregates to stockpile sand and gravel. $660 payable to Belknap Tire for new backhoe tires. We found out those are front tires on the
Yes.
backhoe. $1,120.09 payable to AIM Filtration Systems for parts to rebuild the plant water basket strainer. That'll be a question.
Yeah.
$4,496 to Penn Valley Pump to rebuild some variable speed drive dewatering pumps. And $1,750.92 payable to Advanced Lock and Alarm to replace door locks at the plant and recoat the doors appropriately. Right, they have to reseal
They have to put
the
a metal
bracket who's
bracket
it's
over
over
it.
To
the.
wrap around.
right.
Yep.
Now, you didn't ask them about these basket strainers?
I didn't ask about
see
basket
what we can
strainers,
find out.
but let's second that before we discuss.
If there's a motion to
Yeah, I'll make a motion. Go ahead.
second.
Okay, so basket strainers.
Yes.
We know what everything else is.
All right, hold on a minute. These parts are needed to rebuild the plant water basket strainer. It's a Viton O-ring rebuild kit, bronze inner valve replacement, and here are all the specs for it.
I'm wondering if this, I'm trying to think of where the water strainer is. And why would we plant water? So this is internal water.
It's the plant.
Plant
It's some sort
water.
of strainer and that it needs to be rebuilt.
Okay.
There's a valve that needs to be
We just-
replaced.
Is this
Went
an
through
initial
this.
where it
We
comes
have
in
other
and it's
stuff to talk
screened,
about.
or?
No. Water, I think it's internal plant water. It's different from potable water.
I see, okay.
Right,
Yeah, this
Yeah, this is
isn't
in the
drinkable
plant.
water.
and it's some sort of a valve with a basket strainer
Yeah.
on it. It's
Okay.
part of the filtration system
System,
for,
right.
and they're getting the parts and they're gonna do the work themselves.
Oh.
Okay.
This is the,
The
wow.
basket strainer.
The basket strainer. We know what everything else was, but so if you have questions, we can tell you.
What number are you talking about, basket strainer?
Seven.
Oh, for $1,120?
Yes.
Yep, it's a valve and it's an O-ring and other parts for them to do the work themselves.
Okay. Okay.
Do you want to know about anything else? Are you good?
I think I'm good.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So
All
we
right,
need to
you wanna
start
go back?
signing.
Yep.
Shall I break
Okay.
these up? And
No, go ahead. Start signing and then
Okay.
pass them down.
Alright.
So we did not do a preliminary adoption of the rates until you
Oh, yeah.
came
Okay,
back.
sure.
So we can do that if you would like to make a motion to adopt as discussed.
Make a motion to adopt the preliminary rates as discussed.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Alrighty, and the annual meeting is gonna start at 6 rather than the normal start time of 7. It will be in this building on March 16th.
Okay.
It is a Thursday night. And that was all we had to do there, and we left all Mel's old business pile so you could be here to hear it. So, We're ready.
Well, the first thing is Binks Hill Road. And you've all been, I didn't know that you had received correspondence because there are copies of the correspondence here for you, which I was going to give you tonight. But I did email you the response, and in a nutshell, there were 4 properties on Binks Hill Road, which actually, this was initiated by a realtor calling and saying, is this property connected to sewer or not? So our fellows started to investigate. 2 of them were deemed to be on their own leach fields. One of them, we discovered, had been enjoying sewer services but was not connected in terms of our systems, hadn't been being billed. So they're going to be billed going forward. We investigated the town records to see, because if you have a leach field, your leach field permit application is in your file typically, and also DES has them. These properties are older, no such documentation existed, so the easy way to find out if they were on a leach field or connected to us was not available to us. So we approached the 2 property owners. One of them is now on sewer, going to pay the fees, and I don't know if that's the house that's being sold, but eventually these folks will be glad they're on sewer to sell their property. The other one is 12 Binks, and the property owner was not happy that we were conducting this investigation to determine whether it was connected or not. So we tried the dye test. It was not conclusive, and as I said, the records that should have been available weren't. So the property owner had the tank pumped and showed us the bill for that. It was pumped and inspected, but it didn't say what happened. So this happened maybe a couple of months ago. We tried to track down the septage person who did the inspection, and he wasn't returning Jason's calls. So it kind of went longer than it should have. Meantime, the property owner sent the correspondence that was sent, and we immediately, in the next day or two after
I don't
we got
even
it,
think it took that long.
no, it was like a 24-hour
Yeah.
turnaround. Jason drafted a letter. I reviewed it and edited it a bit and sent it off to her. This was the same person that filed a Better Business Bureau complaint on the same topic. I explained to the Better Business Bureau that we were simply trying to verify, because we've got a responsibility to do that, whether the person was connected or not. They closed the case after I wrote back to them. So,
Can you call Better Business on the government?
no,
No.
I don't think so. I mean,
We're not a business.
We're not,
Right,
yeah, I
right.
explained that too.
Whatever.
That we're not like a company, we're not trying to make a profit on anybody, we're just trying, yeah. So I believe that we've done everything that we can do to resolve it. Once Jason finally tracked down the hauler, or the inspector, he was convinced, with whatever evidence they talk about, where the box was or where the pipe left, it didn't go to our sewer pipe, that the person's not on sewer. We reversed the bill. There'll be no billing for sewer services, and we don't know if there's a appropriate leach field, but the person's not on sewer, and that becomes a health issue. So we think we're not sure if the property owner is going to be satisfied with our response, but we've done the best we could and appealed to her to understand that this is part of our responsibility and fairness to everybody, and that we weren't singling her out and just trying to do our jobs, not cause any pain and suffering. So that's the update there, and I hope that's the last of it.
And you had other...
I just have a few things. I would just want to remind you to put on your calendars, signatures will be needed 2 weeks from tomorrow, late on Tuesday or Wednesday morning, to come in and sign for payroll and payables on the 20th, because we don't meet, so I won't...
Till the 17th?
The 21st, probably.
Yeah, we don't meet
Two
till the
weeks.
17th, correct.
Right.
You will need signatures on the 21st.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, I'll come in on the 20th.
And then if I need signatures again toward the end of the year,
Will we get reminded?
yeah, I'll remind you. Yeah, I'll send something. The other thing I wanted to mention was that the surveyors that asked us to open our manhole covers
Mhm.
have paid us in full.
Good.
Is that
Yeah.
survey for?
Northern Pass.
Okay.
Yeah, they came in second or third week in November. They did the work. The bill, I asked yesterday, and the bill came in. The check came in the afternoon mail. So, and the other thing I wanted to mention to you, and I haven't talked to him personally yet, is Mr. McGinley, the developer of those developments on Tenny Mountain Highway, which have McDonald's and the bank
Liquor
and
store.
the liquor store and the hotel. He had originally sold the property under the McDonald's to some entity,
Right.
which I think then created some complications about who was responsible for what. Because of the mainline extension agreements, they have to pay for water line improvements into perpetuity, water and sewer.
Right.
So he's repurchased the McDonald's property.
Okay.
So now it'll all be under one ownership, which that part's good for him. I
Right.
think. And he actually called to say, what does he need to do to execute documents to square away with us?
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I reached out to Amy tonight, and Amy, our attorney, and just said, what does he need to do? So
Okay.
that was good that he called himself in,
Yes, excellent.
called in. I mean, we actually have a decent working relationship with him,
Good,
That's good.
so.
good.
And the other thing,
After much nonsense earlier,
yeah,
it's good that that's passed.
yes. The other thing is, I just noted, and I don't, this is not a self-serving thing, because it wouldn't matter to me one way or the other, but we do not enjoy a holiday, or the staff does not enjoy a holiday on Martin Luther King Day. And I just thought I'd mention that. I don't know if there's a reason. They do have a floater, so maybe at some point they traded it in for a floater, but I just wanted to make you aware.
How many
Like
holidays,
maybe-
how many official holidays do we recognize here?
We recognize all of them except Veterans Day because they traded the day after Thanksgiving for that.
Yeah, it seems like I remember some discussion of this. And this goes back maybe not long after I started. So,
No, I never talked. I never.
Really?
No,
Okay.
I haven't talked.
No, it was the Veterans Day floating holiday
all right,
thing
so
we
maybe
were
that
trying
was,
to figure
maybe
out.
that was
I
the
mean,
only
I
thing.
I didn't want to make a pitch for them for MLK Day. No, and not tell you that there's a floater. There's a floater, so
Right.
I don't know if at some point that got traded. You know, I think the town is off MLK Day. I'm just mentioning it. I don't know if it's something that you want to consider adding. It's, you know, it wasn't on the agenda. It's just something I thought of today. I thought I'd just bring it to your attention. You know, some holidays, there's people who want you to celebrate it by not working. At some places, they, you know, like,
Can we give them another floater?
you can give them another floater. Sure,
It's optional for them?
sure. Yeah. I mean, this way, we're open on a day that people might need us. You know, people don't tend to come in that much.
Right, I mean, you
Right.
may have some of the, I mean, if we had one staff person who wanted to be here to take off another time, that's just, you know, another opportunity for people.
It's true.
Yes.
Some, yeah, you
to
can still
move
take it
to a
off.
vacation, right?
You can still take it off.
Right. It's an option.
I
I
guess,
don't have a-
I guess I would approach it from, you know, how many holidays do we have? Compare that to what the town has.
I think we have 9.
Does the town have a floater?
I don't know about that, but I think the town has 11.
And
Don't
I
they?
think we
Town has
have 9.
2 personal days, and we do 2. They do too.
I'm pretty sure we only have 9.
Right. Right. I mean,
Because they work Veterans Day, their choice.
but they have the day after Thanksgiving.
But they have
and
the
I
day
don't think
after
the state-
Thanksgiving.
I don't think the town does,
And then,
unless that's changed.
I don't know if it's changing, I mean, I just don't know.
Yeah.
Can we, have you look into it, just make some comparisons?
Yeah, I'll do some comparisons.
Yes.
Yeah.
please.
For sure. I know the state they don't take off Columbus Day. But they have the day after Thanksgiving, which was probably a collective bargaining trade.
right, probably.
You know, and I tried to ask here why they weren't, you know, I didn't know if it was an MLK thing, like why we weren't honoring that day. I didn't want it to be that, for that, you know.
Yeah,
that
I
kind of a
don't
reason.
remember why.
But it could have been a trade-off for,
Yeah.
for a floater. And the other thing is too, you get Christmas and New Year's and this comes right on the heels.
Mhm.
Right,
So you almost don't need holiday right then.
yep.
So I'm just
Are
talking.
we doing since Christmas and New Year's are on Sundays, they're getting the Monday?
They get money off as their holiday.
Holiday.
That's their holiday.
Okay,
Yeah, that's on the books.
okay.
Guess that's probably pretty standard for,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. So I'm not really making a pitch. I just was bringing this to your
Mhm.
attention. You could give them another floater, or just, I mean, I think it's fine the way it is.
Mhm.
People can still take that day off if they wanted to go to an MLK celebration or something.
Yep.
All right, just leave it. I just wanted to tell you.
Okay.
Because I was like, last year, I was like, why don't you guys celebrate Martin Luther King Day?
Okay, we're almost, anything else, Bill? I want to cut you off.
No.
All right, we need a
Oh, I'm sorry.
non-public-
Yeah,
oh,
there is
yes,
one
something else?
sort of important thing.
Sort of.
Well, I don't know if it is or not, but if you act on it, then it's covered. The $78,000 that you voted to take out of capital reserve, along with the $10,000 to fund the Wright Pierce contract.
Right.
Yes.
I checked with Mike today to say.
Terrio?
Yeah, Mike Terrio.
Okay.
Thank you. To determine whether he was going to get the work done in December and bill us, or do I need to ask you to carry this over? and I can't give you an amount because I don't know how much. So I think, and the other thing is too, the 78,000 is out of capital reserve. I don't even know if you need to carry that over, but if you would vote to carry over whatever remaining balance from the 78, or to fund the Wright Pierce contracts,
Mhm.
carry it into 17, then at least the auditors will have a paper trail,
Okay.
and that will be helpful. I mean,
If we can do that
you can do
in
it,
that way,
Yeah.
then that's,
because we have the
Works for
we
me,
have the
why not?
contracts.
Then we're
right,
sure to make sure that,
Yeah, it's just sort of belt and suspenders.
okay.
okay.
Would you like to add
Oh,
the
sure.
suspenders?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion that we
Carry forward
carry forward the amount of the Wright Pierce invoice against these,
the contracts.
against
okay.
these, yeah, okay, the contracts.
I'll word it.
Yeah.
And then,
So-
second, thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, the auditors might not be worried about it, but this way, you can see a clear
Yep.
delineation in the minutes, and then they won't
Mhm.
ask me why I'm spending, 58,000 in the next year, so,
Right.
thanks. Good.
Keep
Okay.
our auditors happy.
Gotta keep you, yeah, you gotta, good.
So
clean-
anything else for public?
No.
All right, I need a motion to go into non-public pursuant to RSA 91-A:3, Section 2D.
Right on time.
Since you
too,
said it
6:20.
all, I'll just say the motion that Judy just set out.
Hmm.
I'm making it.
Second it.
All righty,